If you stand at the heart of Paris, it feels like the center of the world. Billions in luxury exports, tourists pouring in like a river, glass towers, booming businesses, and the unmistakable glow of a city that never stopped winning. But drive just 1 hour beyond the glitter, and you enter a different France. A France where unemployment in some regions has doubled, where factories are silent, where public services are collapsing, where hope is something people used to talk about. How can one country live in 2 different centuries at the same time? How can the world's most beautiful nation be quietly falling apart? And more importantly, is France heading toward an economic collapse no one wants to admit? Today, we're breaking down the truth, a truth buried under debt, demographics, political chaos, and a deeper crisis reshaping an entire nation. France wasn't just a European power, it shaped Europe. Its thinkers, artists, and industries defined an entire era. But beneath the beauty, something broke. For 51 straight years, France has spent more than it earned. Its public debt has tripled in just 25 years, reaching 3.4 trillion euros. Today, France pays more in interest than the entire budget of every university and research institution combined. The country that once engineered the future now struggles to pay for its past. And yet the real crisis hasn't even begun, because France isn't facing one problem, it's facing 3. A demographic crisis, an industrial crisis, and a political crisis, all feeding into each other, all accelerating the decline. Paris is exploding with wealth. The luxury industry alone, LVMH, Hermes, Chanel, exports 75 billion euros a year. The city thrives on global money, tourism, services, and high-skilled jobs. But outside the capital, towns like Valenciennes and Saint-Étienne look nothing like the postcards. Factories closed, young people left, stores boarded up, hospitals understaffed, infrastructure crumbling. It's not one France, it's 2 economies living under the same flag. France's debt isn't just large, it's dangerous. Eurozone rules say deficits must stay under 3%. France is at 6%. Debt should be manageable at 60% of GDP. France is at 113%. The most ironic part? France helped design the EU rules it now breaks more than almost anyone else. If interest rates keep rising, France will soon face annual payments of 100 billion euros just to service its debt. That's money that never builds schools, hospitals, transport, or jobs. It only pays for the past. France hasn't balanced the budget since 1973, not once. Every government, left, right, center, did the same thing. Spend more, borrow more, avoid hard decisions. The pension system alone consumes 14% of the entire economy, more than defense, more than transport, more than education. This isn't sustainable, and everyone knows it, but no one can fix it because France has entered its 3rd and deepest crisis, political paralysis. Since 2017, France has had 7 prime ministers, not because of scandal, but because nothing gets done. The political landscape split into 5 hostile blocks: far right, center, center left, and far left. None can form a majority. All can block each other. Macron pushed pension reform from 62 to 64. He won legally and became one of the most unpopular presidents in modern French history. Reform in France doesn't move forward. It explodes. Protests, strikes, paralyzed governments, a nation stuck in maintain mode while the world moves ahead. France's biggest crisis isn't debt, it's people, or rather the lack of them. Fertility rate, 2.0 to 1.6. Births have fallen by 20% in just a decade. Today, 800,000 workers retire every year. Only 700,000 young workers replace them, a shortfall of 100,000 workers annually. The worker-to-retiree ratio, 1990, 5 workers per retiree, 2010, 3, now around 2. 2040, 1.5. An aging population plus low productivity, just 0.3% growth, equals a shrinking tax base and an exploding pension burden. A country cannot grow if its workforce disappears. France once ruled industrial Europe. Steel, cars, machinery, manufacturing was 26% of the economy. Today, barely 13%. Half, gone. And when one factory dies, an entire ecosystem dies with it. Service jobs, logistics, shops, local businesses. Towns emptied out. Youth emigrated. Tax revenues evaporated. Welfare dependence soared. The cause? France has one of the most expensive labor systems on earth. Employers pay 50% extra on top of salary. Germany pays 30%, Poland 20%. So companies did what companies do. They left. Michelin shifted to Poland and Spain. Renault moved to Morocco and Romania. Peugeot to Slovakia. Paris became a service economy. The rest of France became abandoned. Bond markets are flashing warning signs. France's 10-year yield hit 3.2%. The spread with Germany increased from 50 to 80 basis points. Translation? Investors want more compensation to lend France money. They're getting nervous. If confidence breaks, France could face forced austerity, EU instability, and a collapse similar to Southern Europe's debt crisis. The world doesn't fear France collapsing. The world fears what happens to Europe if it does. If nothing changes, debt hits 125% of GDP by 2030. Interest payments hit 100 billion euros. Pensions need 50 billion euros every year. Paris will remain a shining island of wealth, but the rest of France will keep sinking. France risks becoming what Britain became: old, poor, irrelevant. A slow, quiet decline of a once great power. Reform seems impossible. Political is paralyzed. Demographics are collapsing. Industry has left. So what can France do? The answer may not be political at all. Robotics. One robot works 20 hours a day, year-round, 4 times human output, never retires, never goes on strike. Robotics can solve labor shortages, revive manufacturing, lower labor costs, rebuild industrial towns. Most importantly, they don't vote, so they don't protest reforms. They are the reform. For a country trapped by its own political system, technology may be the only escape hatch left. France is not a failing nation. It is a great nation caught in a trap built slowly over decades. Demographics weakened it. Debt chained it. Politics paralyzed it. Industry abandoned it. But the story isn't over. Not yet. A country that once shaped history can still reshape itself, if it chooses to, if it dares to. The next decade will decide whether France rises again or fades into the background of the world it once led. Here's what I want to know. If you were running France right now, what would you do? Cut pensions and face riots? Automate everything and risk mass unemployment? Or let the debt spiral until the EU steps in? There's no easy answer, but there is a clock ticking. Drop your solution in the comments, and if you think another country is facing the same trap, tell me which one. Because France isn't alone in this. It's just the first domino.